So today I'm going to be reviewing Anchor and Silvery by Novo Amor. Just like other times, I'm going to be playing little segments and then stopping them to avoid copyright, so bear with me regarding that. And isn't this just gorgeous? Look at this beautiful scenery. Like, this is, I think, one of the reasons why I really wanted to move to VR. It's just, the possibilities are endless. It's crazy. I think what I love the most about this song is not just the lyrics, although the lyrics are absolutely beautiful too, but how the music almost feels like you're out just in the middle of nowhere and the sea. You know? It just feels very watery. And it's almost a feeling of being alone, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like being alone, away from everything, to just kind of have time to yourself in a sense. And what I love the most about Novo Amor is that, similar to a lot of the artists that I like, the lyrics are very abstract. So there isn't really 100% right or wrong interpretation in terms of the details. But to me, it almost sounds like the feeling after a relationship or something that you cherish so much is gone. And it's kind of talking about how he never knew how much it was going to break him down to lose something like that. He never knew how the person moving on to search for something else was going to affect him. And so now he's just going in circles somewhere else, away from that person.
Ship is coming in. Your tears are sea for me to swim. And I hear a storm is coming in. My dears, I know we've ever been.
And he hears the storm coming in. The tears are a sea for him to swim. And he says, my dear, is this all we've ever been? It's like all of these ideal images and memories that he remembers about this relationship, he's actually starting to see through that and see how the storm was always brewing. And he's seeing all of the tears during that time and just all of the pain and everything that was a part of that relationship or that thing. And he's saying, is this all we've been? And I just didn't see it. To me, it feels like when you're in the middle of the ocean and just rocking. It's similar to why I like deserts, right? Just the wide open nothingness. And just the fact that you are forced to come to terms with your feelings. You don't have anything to turn to or run away with. And similarly here, it almost feels like, literally or metaphorically, he's out in the open sea, detached from everyone. And he's in this state where things are not really certain, and he's trying to process everything that happened and really take the time to, one, find himself again, but also two, really think about the relationship and what it was without the rose glasses. interesting thing to me about this song is how the metaphors switch between him talking to that person or thing that's gone and to this metaphorical or literal ship. Caught the wind in your woven mouth. He's talking about a sail catching the wind. Leave it all. I'll be hearing someday about how you went to search for someone else. But the sail is taking the wind and I'm leaving it all. Our eyes locked to the tide. And we went in circles somewhere else.
It's coming in. Your tears, a sea for me to swim. And I hear the storm is coming in. My dears, don't we let it in?
I absolutely love that sound.
I got hard to be loved. I got hard to be loved. Oh, I got hard to be
The turmoil he feels within himself, where he's keep going around in circles. And he's uncertain about what they've been and what they are now. And questioning, my dear, is that all we've ever been? A sea of tears that I've swam in. But at the end it goes to this euphoric sound, where every emotion is rushing in and swelling to this crescendo. And he says, anchor on to me, love. Whether you're out there or not, or whether you're here or not, doesn't matter. It's him telling whoever or whatever this is, anchor on to me. We're going in circles, going nowhere. I know how difficult and how tough it is, but anchor on to me, love. And it's just such a powerful piece, you know. Again, doesn't really have a necessary resolution or anything. Doesn't necessarily even have a specific meaning that can be pinpointed either. It captures that feeling of uncertainty. Being so alone out in the middle of nowhere after what you really, really cherished is no longer or is coming to an end, and you're just like in circles going nowhere. You know? That's how the song feels to me.
We adore her. We are ordinary tea. We are author. We are quarterly leave. They adore us. They are ordinary thieves. Prima donna. Run your pain, your teeth. I will save your blood feeds, and I will brave your flood to breathe.
Novo, Amor, and Tullet, who both worked on this song together, They both have a very unique way that I really like, where they compose the music in a very, very, very abstract way that you really can put whatever meaning you want onto it, and it would still fit because it's so abstract. And if I remember, Tullet actually said something about how in the abstractness, the power of connection comes essentially, where because it's so abstract and we can project what we want onto it and it would still work, it becomes such an individualized piece of art. But to me, it seems like he's saying, we're your daughter. And then he turns around and says, we're your ordinary teeth, we're your fighting teeth. And then it goes to where our quarterly leave and like your vacation. And it's like, essentially, it seems like it's going back and forth between the harsh imagery and then the imagery of something that we do enjoy. And it almost seems like he's talking about how there is this kind of duality in a sense of where we love them, we cherish them, but also they're sometimes so annoying, and there's so many things that we clash on or whatever it is. And to me, it seems like it's showing that complex relationship of whether it's platonic or romantic, where it has very much multiple layers in terms of how we feel towards it.
Had you bought a reprieve up in Auckland? We were trading with dreams in your outdoors. Lay your throat in the rain in your heart jaws, where you caught on your feet.
Here often I heard you bought a reprieve and escape. In the outdoors, you laid your throne and your wreath, the painful wreath made of thorns. You laid them both, and you escaped into nature. You're here often, huh? He's almost talking to this person. And he's saying, in your surprised jaw, like were you caught on your feet, that I noticed. I just love that poetic line of, I will let the blood from the corners of your eyes, I'll renew the flood from the borders of the tide. In essence, that they will be there for them no matter what. Yes, there is a love-hate relationship. Yes, they can be very annoying, and yes, they also very much care about them. Yes, there is that duality, but they will stick through and they will be there for them. And it's gonna crescendo again. This is one of my favorite things about Novo Amor, because a lot of their songs start very slow and then it crescendos in the end. And I think there's just something so powerful, about that, because our emotions are very much like that. Sometimes they're just all over the place and then it goes into this transcendent, euphoric, but just overwhelming feeling. And they capture it very well in the song towards the end. Again, because of the abstract nature of the song, there is no right meaning or wrong meaning. It's whatever you put on it. But the way the song makes me feel, and the way a lot of their music makes me feel, is just something else. And you'll feel it in just a second. Ready?
I will save your blood for me.
honestly, that ending crescendo, I can't even put into words all the emotions that it makes me feel. You know what I mean? And to each different person, it probably makes you feel something completely different too. Again, I think that's the biggest power in abstract music. And sometimes when it's super abstract, sometimes I just want to listen with you guys and comment my little blurbs here and there of what I think. But I might not necessarily make a concrete point about what I think it means. Because sometimes I think they can't be explained. I think the general feeling can be captured and shared. But the actual content can be drastically different, especially when it is so abstract. And so, honestly, I'm fine with the fact that with these songs, I'm not gonna go as in depth with them. Because I think that is really up to each one of us to experience and to think about and put a meaning onto. Thank you guys for joining me for this video. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, anything, feel free to message down below in the comments. If there's anything you need help with, whatever it is, same thing. And as we have time, the viewers, myself, whoever it is, we'll check and we'll try to message back. But either way, create that supportive environment that I always talk about. Also, as a side note, isn't this just gorgeous? This is so beautiful of a place, you know? It's just crazy to me. Like, look at that. Honestly, VR amazes me so much. There's just so much potential. There's so much that it can be. It can be so different for everyone. I think that's just so beautiful and powerful. And this is really the future, you know? Especially, unfortunately, due to the pandemic and due to the lockdown, you can go outside and virtual. Like, do you see this? This is crazy. Anyways, thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next week. Also, isn't this avatar super cute? Like, give me chicken. Love you, Aquarians. Bye, guys.